Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Winning Women Network Google Hangout. Hi, my name is Jody Maley and I am from beautiful British Columbia, Canada. And if you have been here before with one of our hangouts, we just are real moms who work at home, and we have lots of amazing stories that we're going to go through here tonight. And I do invite you at any time during the presentation that if you would like a little bit more information, there are two buttons there. One, you can get more information, and the other one, you can get started. So I just want to let everyone know that if any of these stories, move you and entice you in any way to reach out to the person who got you started here, that's what we're looking for. So we're going to start our Sunday night hangout here with Daniela. If Daniela, you could please unmute and just tell us a little bit about yourself and what's going on.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
Excellent.
Jody, Tiffany, thank you guys for having me on. I love the Women's Winning Network, so I'm super excited to be here. And yeah, my journey with DS Domination began in March of this year. I have owned several offline businesses. I've owned a hair salon, a fitness supplement product line. I've been an entrepreneur for about 10 years on and off, but my biggest issue within all of my businesses was being able to be a part of my daughter's life. I had her in daycares, we had nannies, babysitters, and it really just created a big discord in my parenting. So when I became pregnant with my second child, I'm currently pregnant, I was just looking for, I know I'm 6 months, yay! And yeah, I was looking for opportunities to bring me home, to allow me to be with my daughter and build my wealth up while also building up my family. So that was my intention earlier this year. Like I said, DS Domination came at the perfect time for me. My first month, and this is a disclaimer, your results may vary, but my first month, we made $1,800 in profit. Now, some of that was selling our personal items. We started selling some personal things, but the majority was through the DS Domination techniques that we were making cash, and then the second month, I made around $1,200 profit, and it's just been such an amazing experience. This has truly changed my family's life, and it's changed the community of women that I know. It's changed their lives too. I've been able to share this blessing with other women, and to me, that's a bigger reward than any money could give me, and also to be able to be with my daughter and my future child. I don't have to think about maternity leave. I don't have to think about, who's going to watch my newborn if I have to go back to work, and it's such a relief to know that not only do I have this solid foundation of a business, but I also have a community of people that I can tap into, the unit of prosperity. I mean, I got to meet a lot of individuals in Vegas, and it was absolutely life-changing. Yeah, so I'm super excited about DS Domination. I absolutely recommend it to anyone. If anyone invited you here tonight, it's because they see a bigger vision for you. So take that step, sign up. This is an amazing place, and this is your moment.
Hey, Judy, I think you're on mute there.
I was like, am I muted or is she muted? This is Jody.
Hi, Jody, I think you're mute. Can you unmute yourself? Well, we're going to keep going. That's such an awesome story. Thank you so much. And income disclaimer, $1,800 your first month. That's pretty phenomenal. That's pretty phenomenal. What advice do you have for anyone who are looking to get started tonight in the opportunity? What is just your one secret advice you have to them, Daniela?
I mean, I just think that this opportunity can fit into anyone's lifestyle, whether you are in a corporate job and you're looking to supplement your income, or you're looking for a way up. You know that the only way that you can go is up because you're at the bottom. I mean, it's such a small investment for such a big return. I mean, it's not only, I mean, we're talking about finances and income disclaimers, but it's so much more than that. It's freedom, it's time, it's everything that you want for your family, and DS Domination is the vehicle that will get you there. So it is, like I said, if someone invited you here tonight, it's because they care about you and they want you to have those the abundance that life has to offer, and DS Domination will provide that for you. So
Awesome, awesome, awesome. We're going to keep moving on with the panel, you guys. Jody, can you hear us now?
I think so. Can you hear me? There's been a bit of a lag up here in Canada.
Okay, that's fine. Go ahead.
All right. You know what? I just love Daniela's story, and you know, you're an inspiration to all of us. And what I love about your story is the fact that you're able to do this from home, and you're not having to go out every single night and do home parties or have an office downtown. You can do this right from the comfort of your own home. So, Betty, where is Betty? We would like to bring you out right now, Betty, if you can unmute your number there and just introduce yourself and let us know where you're from and what you're up to.
I'm Betty Hart. I'm from Kingsport, Tennessee. My story, the reason I joined DSD is I trusted the person who asked me, because I decided I would never join anything again because I never made a dime. But I trusted the person who asked me, and we had lost our retirement in the market crash, and we needed some good money, and I've been making good money. And disclaimer on the amount of money you can make, I had $3,000 in sales in March and $5,000 in sales in May, and so far this month I've had $1,600, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good. DSD has blessed my family because now I have hope that we're going to be able to live our old age and not in a home or, you know, on welfare or something like that. So DSD has meant a lot to me and a lot to my family. And I really like it because I don't have to recruit. I don't have to have parties. Done that, been there. I don't have to have blog, and I don't have to all the things I did before that I didn't like. I forgot everything I was going to say.
But that's just awesome. So Betty, I wanted to ask you a quick question now. I know you had your granddaughter on, and right before the beginning, she loves to kind of intermingle with you as you're working. So what do you have to say about grandparents who have grandchildren, maybe helping take care of their grandchildren? What do you have to say with them about getting started with DS Domination?
I think that's a wonderful idea. I think there's a lot of grandparents, senior citizens these days, baby boomers, who are taking care of their grandchildren and even their great-grandchildren. Mm-hmm. They need extra income, and there's people who's been forced to retire earlier than they meant to. And the ESD would be wonderful for them to build up a retirement plan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. All you got to do is work and follow the plan, and you can make money.
Absolutely, absolutely. Jody, what do you want to add to that?
I love that. You know, what other kind of business can you be involved with where young people, because I know we've had lots of people in our team as young as 19 making income, and then we have, you know, middle people like myself, and then we have people who, you know, if you're on a fixed income and you're on retirement, you know, sometimes our retirement just cannot just, you know, make ends meet. And this is a little something that you can use, and you can have your family even help you, just like Betty did there. So, you know what else, what other kind of business you have that can do that for people? So I'm just going to encourage you all, you know, whoever invited you here tonight, get back with them and say, you know what, I'm a new mom, or I'm a pensioner, or, you know, you might be like myself and had to use up a bunch of your savings just to make ends meet. You can do this. All right, so I'm going to call out right now if she's here. Was Dora able to get back on here?
I'm here.
That's good. We'll make it real quick. We hear the kids in the background.
Yeah, I have a madhouse in here. Hi everybody, I'm Dora. I live right now in Central California, but I'm originally from Mexico. And I was working last year in retail. I have 3 kids. I have a 8-year-old now, boy, a 3-year-old, she's 3, and a 1-year-old boy. So I decided to leave my job. And since then, it was a journey. It was crazy going online, trying to look for something legitimate to work on. It was really, really hard. The last thing I was doing some blogging, building websites to come out, you know, and I was invited here by Miss Betty, actually. And, you know, I said, what the hell? I was so tired of trying so many things. But I said, oh, well, $20, I'll give it a try. Let's see how that goes. And I went in, and 3 days after, I first sell. So I was, wow, you know, this stuff really worked. I was really happy. But then I joined actually on March 18, and on March 31st, I had a little setback, so I wasn't making any money then. My daughter, I had to take her to the ER, and she has type 1 diabetes. She was really high. She was a miracle. That's what the doctors told me, that she was a miracle right there. And when I got out, you know, I didn't do any job in DS or nothing. But I did post on Facebook, you know, that I needed prayer. I initially posted for my family and friends. But I seen that Tiffany posted that, you know, and I was so grateful because that really spoke really good about this company and them as, you know, real persons, because who cares, you know? I'm no stranger to them, but they really care, and that really proved me that I was in the right place. People that really care about you. So, I mean, all I gotta say is system does first, because I said I have been making sales. I'm really happy about that, and I have just upgraded to Elite.
Okay, awesome.
So this stuff really worked, and I just want to tell you, people try it out.
So you tried out, if I'm hearing you right, you just tried out this system for a little bit just to see if it would work for you, and you've been able to make some money doing this?
Yes, I was just going to try it out. I was actually very disappointed, honestly, about the internet, you know, about everybody telling you you're going to make $20 within your 24 hours and nothing ever happened, you know. So I was disappointed in a lot of stuff, but I said, why not? Just give it a try. It's only $20, the last chance. If it doesn't work, then, you know, I'm so sorry. I have to go back to work or something, which was a really tough decision, because my daughter with diabetes is, you know, it's really hard to find somebody that, you know, would really take care of her. So it's not really such a big option to actually leave her somewhere else. And none of my kids, actually. I really want to be with my kids. So that's it.
Well, as a mom of six, I do applaud you. I realize the challenges, and this, you know what? That's what's so great about this little $20 system is that this is changing lives. This is changing moms' lives. This is giving the chance to someone um, that you just have such a great support group here. You know, just like Dora said, immediately she had a whole bunch of people on her side rooting her on. And my accountability partner, she's not on the panel tonight, but you've probably heard her. She's Diane in Calgary, and we haven't even met, and we have cheered each other on with every single sale. We have cheered each other on with every single sign up, because this is a company and this is a group of women who we do care about you. We care about what your goals are, and we care to help you succeed to those goals.
Exactly.
All right, now I'm not sure if who's next here on our panel.
Let's try to bring on. Hi, let's see if we can get Rhonda on. Rhonda, can you hear us?
Okay, Rhonda.
We can't. Hold on 1 second. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Can you hear? Hello?
Yes, I can.
Hello,
Yes.
Tiffany.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
Working.
Yes.
Okay, I'm working from my cell phone. My computer wasn't acting right, so I had to get my cell phone, and I'm surprised it's actually working. I'm actually talking, and I can see you guys. That's why I have on my headphones. But when did I join? I think I joined in February, and my business took off really fast. And in my 6 weeks, in my first 6 weeks, I made close to 3,000 in sales. I mean, like it really took off fast, and it's been doing pretty good since. Slowed down a little bit, but it's picking back up. And actually, Tiffany brought me on board, and I didn't even know we were Facebook friends. But she inboxed me and was like, "Hey, have you ever heard of DS Domination?" And I was like, "No." So I'm always looking to try new things. And it wasn't long. I mean, it wasn't even 2 days, and I made my first sale. And from there, I was pretty much hooked. Yeah,
So, Rhonda, you had some personal setbacks, right?
yeah. I had a lot of stuff going on.
Hmm. And you had one recent setback, and you can share that with us if you would like. But I wanted to know, for people out here watching, and wanted to know if they should get started. A lot of people are working, and I know you are working, I want to say, I don't know, 12, 16 hours a day. I mean, you had a hectic schedule.
I was working 16 hours, and that recently ended. Now I'm down to like 8. But what happened was, and it's crazy. I was helping a coworker. I was doing a good thing. I was helping a coworker, and the supervisor was upset that I was helping her out. She needed to switch a shift with me, so I switched with her to help her out because she was doing really, really bad. And I did tell her about DS domination, and I tried to get her on board, but with some people, they take a little longer. The long story short, I switched the shift with her. It wasn't approved, so they got rid of both of us. And I was like,
And so,
what?
and I talked about this the other night about corporate America sometimes, that if you don't write your resignation letter, they'll write it for you, right? They'll write your resignation letter, and then you won't have a job, or that income that you're expecting you would no longer have. So your sales been rocking, you've picked back up in the business, got refocused, and so we're excited about your success to come in DS domination. So quick question for you, for people out here who are working 12, 16 hours a day, and how you were still able to do it. What is your advice to them to keep them in the business, moms and daughters and sisters? How do you suggest for them to keep moving? Because you have sons as well.
Yeah, I have 3 sons, and one of my sons is in the program. But I would say if you have to work that schedule, then you have to. But once you come on board with DS Domination, you won't have to. And it was actually kind of a good thing in a sense because it allowed me more time to market and work on my business. And I don't, I mean, who likes to hate to lose a job? Nobody. But I really like don't care. You know what I mean? Things have really picked up because the time that I was putting into being at the hospital, I actually now just transferred that time over to DS Domination.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm selling bigger ticket items because I'm focusing more and I'm getting my wording right and my titles right and I have more time to concentrate and just to get things the way they need to be. When I was working 16 hours, I didn't have a lot of time. I did well, but I didn't have a lot of time to work on the things that really needed to be worked on. So now I have
Awesome.
that time in this.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you on tonight. So we look forward to more success stories with you. Joe, do you have any comments?
I sure do. You just mentioned something that I think is really key that a lot of people can realize. You said that what you've been doing is you've been working on getting larger items and things like that. When you went through the training to learn how to do that, how was the training? Was it very easy to follow or was it long and difficult? You know, just tell us a little bit about the pro training and how easy it's been for you.
When I went through the training, I thought it was elementary. It was A B C D E. It was so simple, and I was thinking to myself, if average person can't get this, then something's wrong. Because it's really that easy. And one of the good things was, people don't like to sit and watch videos, especially long ones. And the videos weren't long,
Mm-hmm.
and they were easy and short. So that it wasn't hard for me to actually sit down and pay attention and get it. The first time I watched the video, the complete training, I didn't need to watch it again because I had it, and it was that easy. And it usually take me a minute to process some stuff because I'm the person that asks all questions. Well, why does this happen? And how do you get this to work? Why did this happen? And okay, so now that happened, what about this? I'm that person. And when I went through the training for the first time, I didn't have to watch it again. I had it. It was that easy.
Yeah. That is excellent. And what I love about what you're saying there too is that I actually have my younger daughter is my virtual assistant. She's 13 and she's actually the one who helps me on, do a lot of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? If my 13-year-old can
Yeah.
do this, anyone can do it. And she has her own little eBay going on. She's just a little rock star.
Oh, that's nice. Teach them young.
All right. Well, we're just going to go on to the second half here. And before we do, I'll just quickly tell my story, and then I will hand it all over here to Tiffany. I might make some comments and come on and, just share with you guys a little bit. But as I mentioned, I am a mom of 6. We have 6 kids here, and the 4 older ones are grown up and gone away, but we still have our younger 2 children here at home. And I have done everything. Any kind of business that you can imagine, I have done it. I have sold candles, scrapbooking, jewelry, magic juice, vitamins, just to name a few. And I was burned out. I was 21 years in sales, and I was totally burned out. And when I found this opportunity, what drew me to it was the fact that I did not have to talk to a single person. And then, haha, look at me now here on a live hangout in front of a couple hundred people. But I loved it that I did not have to talk to anyone in order to make some money. And at the $20 pro level, my first commission check profit was like $10. And I remember texting my leader and saying, oh my gosh, I think I just peed my pants. I cannot believe how simple that was. And you can do this too. This is something that is so easy, so simple, it's duplicatable, and now I have people joining me just the other day from the ball field, actually. One of the moms was like, you have to give me this info. This is a business that draws in people just like honey. It's like they just cannot resist what you're saying, and that you can actually make a serious income by just putting into practice the simple steps and techniques that we have. So I'm just going to ask Tiffany now to come out, share where she's from, share her story, and then we'll continue on with our lovely panel.
Awesome, everyone. Well, my name is Tiffany. I am your internet entrepreneur and project manager, and I'm so excited to be on the panel tonight with all these lovely ladies. I got started in DS Domination officially, mentally got started in the business on January the 20th. I finally, after Miss Keisha Bass, she kept, telling me more information. I've known her for probably a year before DS Domination, and I didn't really get focused because a lot of things were going on personally in my life. So around January the 20th, I watched another hangout, and the whole panel was just phenomenal. And I decided to click the button and get started. And so immediately I went into the training that night. I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go through the training this time. I'm going to actually see, what this whole program is about. So I did. I went to the training, and I went through the modules, and I started listing my items. And sometimes we can be so over analytical. I tell a lot of the guys who join my team, I was like, you guys are so over analytical. This is such a simple business. So after 2 days, I didn't get any sales. I'm like, okay, so what's going on? So I went back through the training again, and I had an aha moment. I was like, I get it now. And so on the 25th, I had my first sale, and I sold a pregnancy pillow. And now, ladies on this panel, I may be the only one who don't have a child, but I sold a pregnancy pillow, and I would have never thought to sell that item, all right? And so from then on, I started selling snow blowers and all these other great items, and I started making money. And throughout the process, I said, if this works, I'm going to market this business. And so I was making little small video clips. And so by the end of, I guess, day 25 or so, I had my little marketing video together, and I was ready to start marketing the business. But even before then, I had brought on a few people, including Rhonda and Becky, into the business because it was just that simple. It was just that simple to get started. And I found a way, we were talking about people who work full-time, and I'm one of those individuals who have a very full-time career. I do a lot of traveling. And it's very important to have a business that when you take your laptop with you, your business can go as well. You don't have to bottle up the candles, the lotions, the peels, and anything else. You literally could just take your computer, continue making money. When I got off the plane, I had a trip, probably the third week when I was in the business, I flew over to Germany. I got off the plane, and I had orders. I had made sales while I was flying over the ocean. And so that's the power of this business, is that it would go with you, all right? And so it was just so phenomenal. So everyone who's out there who's on the verge of wanting to know, can I really make money in this business? And you've heard a lot of stories of the people on this panel tonight. Can you really make money? And the answer is you can if you follow the training, be consistent and persistent. Now, income disclosure is here that it's going to be based on your efforts in this business. It's going to be based on how much you apply the training, all right, and take massive action in this business. But you hear the success stories here of grandmothers and mothers and people who have no choice now but to make DS Domination work for them. All right, so I want to go to, hopefully we can hear Lisa now. So I'm going to try to bring you out, Lisa. She's calling in you guys from Greece. And I think it's about 4 a.m. in the morning over there. So I hope your mics are working now. So let's see if we can hear you. Can we hear you? Oh, we can't hear you yet, Lisa. Okay. Your mic is not working. Okay, Lisa, your mic is not working. We're going to try this again because you guys, she has a phenomenal story, and she's up in Greece, and I want to share her opportunity. So we're going to try this again with another mic, but we're going to keep it going. All right, we're going to keep it going, and we're going to bring on Sonia. Okay, we're going to bring on Sonia. You there, Sonia?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Turn your volume up just a little bit.
Okay, let's see here. How about now?
Perfect. There you go. Tell us your story, Tanya.
Okay, my name is Sonia Jennings, and I am a former project manager. And in IT, there are lots of layoffs. And I got laid off in 3 years, I was laid off like 3 times. And so finally, I went on vacation last year in August. And when I returned, I got let go from my job. And I waited until January to start looking for another job. And for some reason, they were not willing to pay me what I was worth as a project manager. And I got a little frustrated, but I knew that I have a family, and I knew I had bills to pay. And so I just decided to start searching online. The funny thing about it is that I hated watching videos on YouTube, but I went to YouTube and I started just searching work from home, home-based businesses, because I have done that in the past. I've done home-based businesses for almost probably 18 plus years, and nothing never seemed to work, making probably $100, $200, $300 here and there. And so I started watching videos, and I took 2 weeks just sitting out at my computer watching videos, trying to find something to do. And I landed on DS domination. And I said, surely this couldn't be this easy. So there was a phone number. I made a phone call. I got a live person on the other line, and I couldn't believe it. I freaked out. I was like, oh my goodness. So now I see the importance of leaving your phone number for people to contact you, because this business is so real and people are making money and we are making money. It is important to leave a phone number. So I did, and I started my business November the 22nd. And I got my first sale in 22 hours. Now, I sat down 8 hours straight watching those videos over and over, making sure I understood. I didn't make a phone call. I didn't send an email. I knew I was in a desperate situation and I had to make money. So I sat down 8 hours straight and watched all the videos. And I made my first sale 22 hours later. And I couldn't believe it. I didn't have the Cha-Ching app on my phone at that time. I didn't know anything about that. I saw it come through my email and I got excited. And once I made that first sale, I went to listing. And I listed, and I made about 1,100 plus. It was during the Christmas season. And then I put it down and I started looking for a job again. And of course, I got several offers. But again, they weren't willing to pay me what I was worth. And so in February, I had a conversation with Reginald. And I said, I am going to push this full time and do this, and I'm going to make it work. I had a conversation with my husband, and he said, I will give you 6 months. And if you can make this work, then we'll see, because he also wants to leave his job. We're both from the IT field. And so to date, income disclaimer, we've made in sales over 10,000, and I am now, my profits are in four figures, and my next goal is 5 figures, and I know it's getting there because of the wonderful information we received at our event in Vegas. So I am excited. I am on my way. And again, this is the easiest system you will find online. And if anybody else finds something similar, please contact me on Facebook or email me and let me know, because there is not. Thank you. That's my story. Thanks, Tiffany.
Well, there are a lot of people trying to duplicate. Now, we will say that. So if somebody's trying to duplicate DS domination, it is nothing like the real thing. So I want to go back to you, Sonia, for a second, okay? Because you're a project manager. So I'm currently a project manager as well, all right? So you said you wasn't getting paid enough as a project manager?
Well, at my job where I got laid off, I was getting paid very well. I traveled a lot, and I trained actually a lot of sales guys. I trained the sales department. I work with the marketing department. It's just that once I got laid off, it seems like no one wanted to pay me what I was making before. And it's a lot of work. I mean, being a project manager is a lot of work. You have a lot on your shoulders. You have budgets that you're responsible for. And so therefore, I figured if I was putting in 10 plus hours per day, why not do it for myself?
No, And that's phenomenal. The project management field, if you guys know anything about project management right now, that field is kind of saturated. And you're right, and project managers are doing 2 or 3 people's jobs right now. So you're absolutely right, Sonia. I'm right there with you. You do a lot of work. You put in a lot of hours in a day, and I do international project management. So it may be early morning or late nights. And so I'm really thankful for what I have, because I know that at any day, right? At any day, something can happen, and I'm steadily building my nest egg. So I go into work with a smile on my face, where other people are like, "What is going on?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine." And you brought up something I wanted to be going to bring it up shortly in a minute, because we have 2 phenomenal ladies who was at the event in Vegas, and we talked about the training and the information that we got when we went to Vegas at the First Dibs Domination Convention. Now, if you guys were at the convention, right? You was at the convention, correct, Sonia? Did you make the
Yes.
convention?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Now,
Remember,
was your head spinning like mine was? So share with me about your just experience with DS Domination at the convention. Was your head spinning?
oh my gosh, I was for some reason we couldn't sleep. I was with a group of ladies, and then another table joined us, and we would sit down in the cafe. We would not go to sleep because we were trying to process all this fantastic information. It is unbelievable. I have never seen anything like it. This is like, I mean, it really blew my mind. We drank coffee. We didn't go to bed. I probably got maybe the longest, the most hours I got per night was maybe 4 hours per night. I was tired when I got back. But this information was like, we're like, are you kidding me? It was, and the best thing, the event was free because we got our monies back. We got our monies back. I mean, what company does that? And so it really did blow my mind. And I think I'm still on that high, especially after our training last night. You have to attend events. It is so, I mean, it does something to you. It really does.
You're absolutely right. The events just really get you motivated. And it's not the hype motivation, it's the motivation of seeing real people who are sharing their success story, real people making money. I mean, it's not just like, oh, one person's making all the money. No, you have people in your table you've never met. I was at one table, and this one guy, they had their spreadsheet. They were from somewhere in the Midwest, and they had the spreadsheet of their sales per month, and they was doing their projections, and I loved it, right? And I said, men sometimes make it so complicated. It was a guy. I'm sorry. It was a guy. He made it so complicated. He had his projections of what he should be making the next few months. But I loved it because people are making money. Whether they have made $500 in the business or 500,000 in the business, people are making money in this domination, and that's why they stick with the business. All right. So I'm just so excited to have you here, and I'm glad to have you on the panel tonight. And one project manager to another, you got out of it easy. You got out of it easy, Sonia.
Yes, I did. Yes, I'm very grateful, and I'm very thankful for it too.
All right, then. Awesome. We want to keep it rolling again. At least I'm going to try you one more time. I really want you to get up here and share your story, because, again, you called in for grief. And let me make sure I have you clear over here. So let's see if we can hear you again. Can we hear you, Lisa? I don't think we can. Oh, I'm so disappointed. We can't hear you guys. Lisa is from Greece, and she started with the program. She started with the program, I want to say in like February or March, and she actually had already started making her sales. She started with 10 items. A lot of times when you get started in deals domination, you say things like, I only can list 50 items, or I can't list so many items, but she literally had 10 items on sale, all right, 10 item listing on eBay, and she was making sales. She kept going in the business, and she brought her brother from Australia in the business. All right, so he's now in DS domination. I think he's moved back to Greece now, and they're both are rocking it and making sales in this business. So, Lisa, I'm so sorry we couldn't get your speakers working tonight. I said, but you were doing a fantastic job. I want to encourage you and your brother to rock it out in Greece, and I'm going to make it to Greece. All right, if it's not this year, I'm definitely going to make it to Greece, because you show me the pictures, and I want to to see that blue water, okay? I promise you. If it's not this year, it will be next year. I will see you on the beaches of Greece, and we'll do a hangout there, and all the mics and everything will be working, okay? So keep rocking, Lisa. Love you so much. All right, so we want to keep it moving, be coming up on an hour, and I wanted to talk to two phenomenal ladies who were at the event as well, and they definitely motivated me. I heard one of their story, and I was just like, what in the world is in that bottle? So I'm going to let her share her own story tonight. We're going to bring on Miss Becky. All right, so we're going to bring you on, Becky. So share your story about DS Domination.
Awesome. Thanks, Tiffany, for having me. I'm so excited to share my story. I joined DS Domination on January the 12th, and I was just on Facebook. I saw an ad for a video, and I checked out the webinar. The person didn't even know that I was looking, and so I actually joined under Pam Lawhorn, and I'm so excited that I took that chance and watched that video. So before I even tell my story, I'm going to tell you guys to push that button below, because I have to pinch myself to make sure that this is real. And first of all, I need to apologize because in the beginning of the webinar, I was making orders, and I had 200 sales today. So I was copying and pasting, but I'm a mom. I work a full-time job, and I just had to copy and paste and listen to you guys. And last night I bought Genesis right before Roger started because I've been busy copying and pasting. But guys, it pays off. Today I received my deposit from Amazon of $38,000. I should have it in 1 to 2 days, and
okay,
already.
Hold on. Sorry. Okay, I just want to pause for a second. You make it sound like it's so simple that I'm just going to transfer $32,000 into my. Okay, so say that again so everyone can hear what you just said.
Actually, it was $38,000.
Oh, that is awesome. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted everyone to be sure they heard that. Okay.
Okay, and so the reason that I actually started with DS Domination is I love school. I've been in school since I was in kindergarten, and I'm 40 years old now, so I've had school. I have 2 master's degrees. I have a job that I absolutely love, and I supervise chemists. However, I have student loans from my bachelor's degree because I was smart enough to let my 2 jobs pay for my master's degrees. But I wanted to pay off those student loans, and that was my why of why I joined DS Domination. Now, I care for people. People are my passion, and so in the beginning, I was ignorance on fire. I saw the vision. When I watched the video, I was like, oh my gosh. Now, I've been in network marketing in 3 other companies, and my husband is an awesome man. He's very, very supportive. However, he is not into network marketing at all. But when I showed him this, he said, Becky, this is brilliant. And I know you guys don't know Bud, but for Bud to say that, it was like, wow, I have a winner here. So he has been very, very supportive from day number 1. He had never sold anything on eBay. He sold his first item in 15 minutes. Wow. And oh my goodness, he was like, whoa. Now my first item sold within 24 hours. No, I'm sorry, it sold the second day. But I lost 7 cents because I was ignorance on fire and didn't watch the videos. So guys, push the button below and then watch your videos, and then watch your videos again and again and again. And ever since I made a promise to myself that I was not going to lose any money with DS Domination. And after that first sale, I went back to the drawing board and I watched the videos. And so I'm so thankful that I did. This company has changed my life, changed my children's lives. It's going to change where they go to school, where we live. It's just phenomenal.
That is a phenomenal story. Now, you said something that's going to be our slogan for tonight. It's going to be ignorance on fire, right? So a lot of people take time and they want to learn it. They want to get it right. They want to fine tune it, but just get started. Get started and trial and error. If you make a mistake, if you lose a sale, if something doesn't happen the way you want it to, just get back in it, go over the training and make a decision, right? That it won't happen again. Just learn from your mistakes, but keep moving with the business, right? Keep going with the business. You said you love your job, and that's, again, you love your job. You just transferred $38,000 to your account using the Amazon, selling on Amazon, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Actually, my little bottle sells on Google, on eBay, and on Amazon. So I have it selling everywhere.
Okay, so correction, I apologize. Okay, we have it on Amazon, eBay, and on Google. All right. So if anyone is wondering again, does this work? Income disclaimer. All right. Income disclaimer. Becky took massive action. She took massive action. As she said, ignorance on fire, and she got into this business. And so that's a motivation for not everyone who's watching this. Watching this on the Google Hangout, everyone in this panel. If you're not seeing the results that you want to see in your income, take massive action. All right. Be ignorant on fire. All right. It's one time that it's okay not to get it right. All right. But just take massive action and keep rolling with it because as you can see, almost 6 months later, she's transferred $38,000 into her account. All right. So that story is phenomenal. Now, you went to Vegas as well, correct?
I did.
Yes. And what was your experience at Vegas?
Oh my gosh, I met so many cool people. The training was off the chain. I was on stage and I'm an avid Toastmaster. However, I was very nervous up there. I looked out in the crowd and all I could see was little lights. I couldn't even see you guys, but I don't know how they do it standing up there, but it was a great experience and I'm happy that I went.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So anyone tonight, now you've made before Genesis, right? You just transferred $38,000 to your account. You purchased Genesis last night. You, me, Nikki, we were on the train, and Becky, Betty, where we were on a training last night with Roger with Genesis. So share with me your thoughts on Genesis, all right? And now and how it's going to like really, really push your business to the next level. Share your thoughts.
I think Genesis is awesome. Actually, the product that I have, I'm getting it directly from the manufacturer. So I was doing Genesis before I even knew Genesis existed. So in the beginning, there was Genesis. So I'm so excited that Roger is rolling this out. And guys, I'm just here to motivate you. I know I post in the Facebook, and it's not to say, hey, look at me. It's just to say, hey, guys, you can do this too. Just find one product. And I mean, there's billions of products out there, and if you just look for more or just one, it's so worth that $19.95 investment. So click the button below.
And I have one question for you because we want to just, change people's mindset a little bit. With your one product selling on 3 different places, if you found 10 more products, right, you think you can become a millionaire in this business?
Oh, I could become a millionaire on this one product if I wanted. On their Facebook page, they have like 1 million likes. Wow. So it's a good product. However, I'll definitely look for more.
Absolutely. So when Roger said that millionaires would be made at this convention, he definitely was not lying. And I'm in line, all right? And we taking massive action already. I had a really conferencing week, and I've been looking at the training, falling asleep at the computer. I'm going to be one of those as well, Becky. So I'm going to find me a little jar too, and I'm going to sell it as well.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you for your story. Hey to your son over there.
Thank you. And the dog.
All right, we're going to keep it moving. We're going to add Miss Nikki. So Nikki, we're going to bring you out. Hey, Nikki.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you very clearly. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Now, you guys are posting on my Facebook page late last night. I said Nikki is a rock star, right? Because she had we had this Genesis training going on that some of you guys don't even know about. It's pretty phenomenal. We're going to all make a lot of money with it. Income disclaimer, should I say. But Nikki got on, her and Roger was having this conversation, her and Tash, right? She was having a conversation with the owners, and they were just giving her her due props, should I say, for how she's been taking massive action already with DS Domination and with the Genesis product. So go ahead, Nikki, tell your story.
Just to tell you a little bit about me. I'm coming from overseas. I've worked overseas as a contractor for about 10 years in Iraq. This is actually the longest I've ever been stateside since I was 18. So, and that's all purely because of DS Domination. And, my husband works overseas. He just got back from Indonesia. He's wandering around here somewhere. But, that's why I took the time to come outside, and I might as well enjoy my house that I'm never at. So I was like, let me just do the hangout from outside in front of my house. But, I've never done online marketing. I've never done MLM. I've never sold anything before. But one thing that I did do was shop. I shop like crazy. I shop online like crazy, and that's primarily from being overseas. So when I saw this opportunity on one of my high school friends' Facebook page, I was just like, yeah, I'm done. You know, I joined up and I pretty much upgraded through all the existing products. At the time, it was Monopoly. I upgraded within that first month, and I mean, just proceeded to kill it. Didn't come in with the thought of even going after recruiting, but recruiting just kind of comes as you go because people start seeing your results. And they just want to come in and see what you're doing, and they want to come join you because we're not lying here. And like you said, income results may vary, but I mean, just simply following the simple training, I mean, there's really no way to mess it up unless you just don't follow the training. And all the support that we have, I mean, it's just amazing. But I from not selling ever anything in my life, I've built my eBay account up to bronze power seller, and I got my top rated seller badge on there as well. And to come from nothing, and I just signed up at the end of December. I really didn't start paying attention to DSD until like early January. So to come that far in such a short period of time, and it's purely from the training. There's nothing else that I can say as far as um, some other magic trick. It was I watched the training. I attended the webinars and everything religiously. I mean, I was there every single time, and I mean, you reap what you sow. I mean, and that's exactly what we got. I mean, I worked my tail off, and it's starting to benefit from me.
Awesome. Now, you made a point here about going to the trainings. A lot of people say, I'm not seeing the results I want to see, but you ask them, did you go through the training? Did you watch the previous trainings in the back office? Are you on the Wednesday night trainings with Roger? And you're telling me that they should be at the training, correct?
Every single one that you could possibly go to. I did stop going to the pro after I joined Elite, but that was only because I was, to me, I was being nice and I was letting other people take my spot in pro. But even now, and I'm all the way upgraded to Genesis, and I still attend Elite webinars because you never know what little golden nuggets Roger's going to throw out at any given time that could benefit you in any level that you're at. So I attend. I've gone through all the previous hangouts that are recorded out there. I mean, there's just too much support out there for people to not be successful in this particular opportunity. There's a car coming, so.
So you was at the event, all right? So share with me your experience about the event.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've never been MLM, never done any company related. I may have been to one of my former companies that I used to work with back in the day to one of their events, but that's like a luncheon or something. This was like, I mean, this was craziness. People that we didn't even know, it was like a family. Once they realized that you were part of DSD, it was just like you had known them forever. And it was so interesting that people would just immediately started swapping, secrets and tricks and tips. And, everybody was walking around with a notepad or, taking mental notes or, making videos. I mean, it was a unique experience that, if anybody's on here that didn't make this event, most definitely make it a priority to go to the next one because the information that was shared, the laughs that were shared, I mean, the comedians that we had there. I mean, the guy dressed up like Roger's mom, I think had everybody on the floor. But just the information that was passed, I think a lot of our jaws were on the table, pretty much most of the second day. And it's funny now that we're actually starting to implement a lot of the things that were shown. And I mean, it's craziness. It's absolute craziness. So most definitely, if you can get to the next one, go, go.
And so you took massive action like right after the event, correct?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So you took massive action right after the event. You stopped along the way, and by the time you got back home, you were ready to implement the training, correct?
I was ready to get out of the car and to implement, okay? We stopped at every Target from Las Vegas all the way to Houston. Now, it's like a 22, 23-hour drive. Luckily, we had a minivan, so we had plenty of space in the car. Well, we started off with plenty of space in the car, but, just going to the Genesis, seeing, not even going through the training, just seeing kind of what Roger was saying at the event kind of got us on on a mission basically, and you know, did the research and went through every single possible target that we could get to, and pretty much filled up the car. Ended up with 404 items, and I still have maybe 50 items sitting on my floor in the room that are getting ready to go out probably tomorrow. But you know, you do what you got to do.
You do what you got to do. So I'm gonna go back to that the phrase that Becky said earlier: ignorance on fire. Okay, so you hadn't even gone through all the training, but you started taking action.
I hadn't even watched one video. I don't even think I hadn't even had time to open one video. Only thing that I saw was that he was at Roger had mentioned going to a Target, and then they were at another store during the training, and so I was like, guess where I'm going.
Awesome. And I wanted you to share, because you've been doing phenomenal. Actually, we had chatted online before, and I think we finally met at the convention. We sat at the same table with you and your family. So it was awesome to actually meet you in person at the event. But I wanted to share, because you take massive action. You talked about, we was chatting about being organized in your business. And for people out here who are interested in, who are already in the business or interested in getting started in the business, share with them how important to be organized. And being organized is a little bit different than time management. They run hand to hand, but just share your thoughts about getting organized in your business so you can see massive results.
Organization. I don't know that there's actually anything that's more important than that, especially if you have, you know, a family, career, and now you're starting your DSD. You know, you might have emails going all over the place. You might miss a sale. I mean, there's just so many different things. So organization, keeping your items separate, keeping your family, you know, information on one side, keeping your business on another, even as going as far as separating your financials. So like open a new bank account. You know, you don't want to intermingle your personal funds with your business funds, especially if anybody caught the CPA that gave the training, and if you didn't, it's in your back office. Go out there and listen to that. He basically tells you the same thing. Separate your finances, because there's so many benefits that we get from having your own business that you're going to lose if you don't track them properly. You know, a disorganized area, like disorganized desk, I mean, it's just too easy to lose the information that you need, and to start getting yourself disorganized, to have your communications with your customers or your family or whoever be all over the place, and who's going to take you serious.
Absolutely. That is a phenomenal tip. You're coming up on the hour. Thank you, Nikki, so much about getting organized your business. And this is, let's take it back. This is a business. You know, some people get into this business and they may want to make a couple of bucks, and that's up to you. Other people want to make $38,000. Other people want to make $10,000 or become a millionaire in this business. So make sure that you take massive action and get your business and get your business organized so that you can see those results. You know, it's nothing worse than not knowing where you bought a product from, or you know, not responding. You know, just make sure you're being organized. Any last thoughts you want to share with us, Nikki?
If you haven't clicked that little button down there, click it.
Click the button, absolutely. There's been some amazing stories up here tonight, you guys, from people who just gotten started, who made a few $100s, people who've made $38,000, to Nikki, who, you know, was on the webinar last night chatting with Roger and had attached the owners of the company, you know, of how she's implemented the training already in the Genesis, the new product. If you haven't got started today, make sure that you click on that button below and get started. If you need to learn more information about it, that's fine. But you've heard a lot of the testimonials. It's only $20. Ladies, we get our hair done, we get our nails done, we get our feet done. All of that costs more than $20. All right. So click on the link below. Get back with the person who invited you to this webinar. Make sure that they get credit for getting you here. More importantly, get started with the training and get started with this phenomenal team that you'll be a part of, which is the Unit of Prosperity. And we're so excited that you came out to share with us tonight. And we want to give it back to Jody one last time so she can share any thoughts that she have about this hangout tonight. That is a phenomenal tip. You're coming up on the hour.
It is. Thank you so much, Tiffany. You know what? I want to point out one similar thing between everybody who's on the panel. Every single person here maybe didn't really have a belief that this would work for them, and a lot of people just thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a try. And what I'm hearing across this board, this wonderful, beautiful board of ladies, is one thing. They now have belief. And that's the difference between trying something out and really knowing that something works. When you have belief, everything changes. Your dreams will come true when you really, really, really want something enough to give it a try, and you will have belief too. I want to thank everyone tonight for your awesome and amazing stories, and I'll just give it back to Tiffany to close it up.
Thank you. So, guys, it's been a blast hanging out with all these lovely ladies up here. Lisa, we love you from Greece. We still love you. And we just have, if you have any questions, make sure you get back with the person who invited you to this webinar. I'm looking to partner with you to help you get to your success. All right. So, to the next hangout next Sunday night, the Winning Women Network. We'll see you again. If you have some time tomorrow night, join us again at 8 p.m. Get back with the person who invited you to this video to hear more and more testimonies. We'll let them in on tomorrow night. All right, you guys. But tonight it was just about the ladies, showing you guys if you can have you can be financial secure as a woman. You can make money with this program, DS Domination. Until next time, you guys have an awesome night.